What is up, everybody? This is going to be a quick video because today I'm going to put this engine back in the car, and once I do, I'm not going to have a very good view to show you guys how I did my pulley system for the supercharger. So first off is I took and spaced out all of my pulleys. It's probably like 2 millimeters, something like that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I cut slits into the original mounting holes, and then used actually I found a thick washer that was just thick enough to gauge through there to space that guy out, and then I used washers on the alternator pulley, my idler pulleys. So all of those are now lined up with this 12 rib Whipple supercharger pulley. Then for the actual supercharger belts, I took the factory idler, tensioner, whatever you want to call it, for the power steering, and I had it cut and welded. And it's hard to see since everything's painted black. As I had the end of it cut off where this piece originally was connected here, and then I had a piece of flat bar welded in there. So now, if you remember, if you've ever worked on one of these, the power steering tensioner actually pushed up against the belt. Now I have added a smooth idler pulley, and this thing now pulls down. So I come off of the crank around the new power steering pulley, which I think I talked on another video. I had this little hub made and then converted the power steering pump over to a 6 rib pulley. So now I come off of the 6 rib, around my tensioner, up on the supercharger, and then back down, which I don't have this tightened. That's why it's got a lot of play in it right now. But how this would work is, once I get it in the car, is then you would use your 1/2 inch breaker bar or whatever you have, belt tensioning tool, put it in here. This guy will then pull down to tighten the belts, and then you tighten these 2 nuts here, and then this thing should be good to go. By doing this, if you look up here on the top, I actually got over 50% wrap on my supercharger pulley. I got about 50% on my power steering. Then when you get down here to the crank pulley, I got over 50% going to the alternator and the AC compressor, which that's pretty much the factory setup, other than this pulley is 4.5 inches, so these guys are going to be spinning a lot slower than with the factory pulley. And then when it comes down to my supercharger pulley, I'll probably be a hair under 50% wrap down here at the bottom, which I'm not worried about it slipping down here, more so as I am it slipping up there. Then I think the last thing I'm going to show you guys before I get ready to put this thing in there is I end up getting a plenum spacer, which you can see in there, which I needed that because when I designed this or built this supercharger, fabbed it up, it was hitting the fuel rail here. So I have to take the supercharger off to mount it, or put the motor back in the car, I should say, because the right here where I got to hook my hoist to, well, actually there's no way to run the chain through here and not damage the supercharger, so I got to take it off to put the engine back in the car. And then later videos I'll talk about my fuel system as I come through and upgrade my my tube here and all my injectors and whatnot, so that'll come on a later video. But I just want to give you one more good look at this guy before I slap it in the car. So I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I know my camera is not the best. They're probably a little shaky. I'm not the best commentator, but wanted you guys to see that something like this is possible if you got the time and the money, and you know some good people that can do some welding for you, and then you pretty much do anything you want to do. See you guys on the next video.